Hey, what's up? I'm here with another tutorial, this time showing you how to do a blowout taper. We start by taking our 1.5 guard and we're gonna start cleaning out the area where I'm gonna put the fade in, also all the contours where the lineup is gonna be. And I do it in a flick out motion. I try not to cut the bulkiness on the sides or almost reaching to the top, so I'm careful with those parts. I only put the clippers where I'm gonna put the fade in, all that area in the sides and the back, and also in the contours, as you can see, that is around behind the ear. And I'm doing a little bit of clipper over comb because my client has a lot of bulk that is not necessary, or simply I'ma just ended up cutting it. So I take it right now so it can be more fast and easy. And I do the same thing in the back. As you can see, I don't go too high. I try to keep the bulkiness in the top of the hair with the comb in there. I help it with the comb. Also, I brush the hairs down because when you pass the clippers, sometimes they go crazy, they move. So I try to keep them where they should be so I can keep cutting them. And I basically do the same thing I just did on the other side. And as you can see in there, behind the ear, I just flick it out really well so I don't touch all the bulkiness in the side. I'm gonna keep that bulk, or I'm gonna cut it later with the scissors, but I want it long. I don't want it that short. And that's it for now. We're just cleaning up the area. Now we're gonna start the ball line with the trimmers, and I just use the corner of the blade so I can get that curve well. I want it to be like a curve shaped taper. As you can see, I'm just doing like slightly little tips in there so I don't create a hard line, and I'm cleaning up all the hairs below that line because I want it so short so the shaver can go through easily. Because when you leave hairs long or you don't cut it at the trimmer size, the shavers are gonna get stuck. You're not gonna be able to cut them easily, or you're gonna pull up some hairs. You don't want that. So I'm making sure I clean up all the hairs very well with the trimmers. And I'm doing the same thing in the back of the head. As you can see, I'm going a little bit low because I want to keep that bulk in the top, so I don't want to push that fade too high in the back. And also I go against the grain because I want to ensure, that's why I change the position of the trimmer. And I do the same thing in the other side, only using the corners of the blade so I can get that curve shape. And I clean down very well all those hairs below. I don't leave none of them long. You want to do that so you have troubles with the shaver later. And that's it for now. I keep my area clean always with the hair dusters. I don't want my client to bother with the hairs. And now I'm gonna start my first guideline, that is gonna be with the clippers, lever open, low guard. And as you can see, I'm going like half an inch above that ball line, and it's on a flick out motion. You wanna do it up, you wanna flick it out as much as you can. You wanna scoop that line as much as you can because that's gonna help you to create a easy guideline to fade later. Now with the 1.5, I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time I go a little bit more higher, like an inch above that half guideline, and I'm gonna flick it up very well. And as I finish that one, I'm gonna close the lever, and I'm gonna end up finishing that middle line between the half and a 1.5, or the one open, and I'm gonna erase that line right away. You can see this line better in the back. As you can see, I'm doing the one open that equals to the 1.5, and there's a line in the middle, as you can see. So after I finish doing the one open, I'm gonna close the lever right away and finish fading that line between the half and the one open, just like that, in a flick out motion of course, so you can fade smoothly. And I do the same thing in the other side. I do one open about an inch above the half guideline, and as soon as I finish doing that guideline, I close the lever and I fade the transition between the half and the one open right away. That's gonna keep it more fast and easy, and you don't get loose too much. I use the corners of the blade because the tapers are very small, so you wanna be more precise. Now I'm gonna start cleaning up that skin on the ball line. I'm gonna make it skin with the shavers, and I go against the grain of the hairs. That's why I change the position of the machine, because there's some hairs that grow different in different angles, so you gotta cut them off. Now with the lever closed, with the clippers no guard, I'm gonna start fading that bottom line. I'm only using the corners of the blade. As you can see, I just hit the bottom line with the corners, and as soon as I'm finished hitting the bottom line, I close the lever and I go a little bit more high than I was doing, and I finish fading that transition from the shavers to the zero to the half guideline, just like that. And also using only the corners of the blade. That's very important, because that's gonna keep the fade smooth and more precise. I'm gonna do the same thing in the back. I'm gonna just hit the bottom line with that clipper lever closed, only using the corners of the blade. And as soon as I'm done hitting all that bottom line that is already faded, I'm gonna open the lever and I'm gonna finish fading that middle spots that you can see that are still there. And I may open and close the lever a little bit. That's gonna help me keep the fade as perfect as I can. That's like detailing. Maybe you don't take all the hairs by when you just close it and open it, so I try to keep it more detailed. So I open and close, and I do the same thing in the other side. I just hit that bottom line with the lever closed, and as soon as I finish, I open the lever and I go a little bit more high, and that's it. Now with the trimmers, only using the corners of the blade, there's gonna be a line between that shaver and the zero transition. I'm trying to take it out, and I flick it out very well. I scoop out because I don't want to go too high. I'm just trying to clean up that transition from the shaver to the zero, and if I go higher than that, I may create another line that I'm gonna have to fade again. So please be very careful. Just hit that bottom line between the shavers and the zero, and that's gonna help you create a cleaner transition. Now with the half open, the half guard with the lever open, we're gonna start flicking out, only using the corners of the blade, those dark spots of the fade. And as soon as I'm finished, I close the lever and I go a little bit more below that I was going. And that's gonna be it for now. It's just details of the fade. I hit only the dark spots. I don't hit all the fade through. I just open the lever and close it and hit where I can see the dark spots. If I open the lever and I hit a spot and it's not working, I close it up and I hit it again, and if it works, it's better. That's gonna help you with the details, opening and closing it. Now I'm gonna start lining up. I look in front of the client so I can see the natural ending of the C cup, and as soon as I hit that little bit in the front, I go to the side and I create that curve. And now behind the ear, I help it with my other hand. I take the ear out of the way so I can clean out that area better. There's some hairs kinda like bothering over there, but those are the top hairs. I'm just focusing on the hairs behind the ear, not really the top. And I go as natural as I can. I try not to push back my client's hairlines. And I do the same thing in the other side. I look in front of the client, I look for the ending of the C cup naturally, and then I go to the side and create that curve, only using the corners of the blade with the trimmer so I can be more precise with the curve. And the same as the other side, with my other hand, I'm gonna help taking the ear out of the way so the trimmers can get through easy. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep it natural. I don't push back too much, and I clean the hairs right away so I can get a better clean view. And in the curve right there, as you can see, I kind of use my other hand as a grip so I can create that rounded shape. Now I'm gonna change the blade of the razor and I'm gonna start shaving the lineup. I'm applying some shaving gel right there. I don't use too much. As you can see, I go against the grain. This is not hard to practice. You should practice it, but if you're having troubles with it, just go with the grain. As long as you can make it cleaner than just with the trimmers, it's okay. but it's a lot more clean if you go against the grain. That's why I only hit it against the grain. That helps the lineup pop a lot more, and I don't hit it too much times, just what's necessary, like 1 or 2 max, just like that. And I change position of the blade so I can get those spots better. As you can see there, I have it with my other hand too. And now I'm gonna start detailing the fade with the scissor over comb technique. As you can see, I'm taking all those hairs that's sticking out and all those dark spots. I'm gonna try to hit them only using the tip of the scissors. As you can see right there, there's some dark spots, but there's some heaviness of the top falling in there that I want to get rid of because it's blocking the view of the taper. And I'm just trying to hit all that dark spots that I can see. And right there I'm point cutting, and I only hit the dark spots on the fade area between the 1 to down. And as you can see, there was a little tiny dot in there. I just hit it with the point cutting, and it helped a lot. It cleaned the fade. Right there I'm just detailing a little bit of some hairs that I saw with the trimmers, and I go back to do the same thing but in the back of the taper. As you can see, I'm trying to just take out that heaviness from the hairs on the top falling into the taper. They're not letting me see the taper clearly, so I'm just trying to get rid of them. Also, I'm hitting the dark spots on the transition of the 1.5 on the top, and I'm trying to fade it away. And this requires a little bit of work, so you want to do the guidelines process fast so you can have this little time of detailing with the scissors, and you can level up the fade so it can go in a lot more blurry. And I do the same thing in the other side. I just hit the dark spots or the transition from the side top. As you can see, I'm point cutting there, trying to make that fade look a lot more blurry. And now with the Kiss Express darkest brown spray, I'ma enhance a little bit the lineup of the taper. I only do the C-cups with the card and the back and the taper. And with a dry towel, I'ma take out the excess of the paint because sometimes it sprays a lot more than necessary. And the top, I'm gonna start cutting it. It's gonna be an inch off. So that inch, I'm gonna start by cutting the middle parts. And as I cut that middle part and I follow the guideline, I take it all the way to the back now. As you can see, I cut in the middle. Now I'm taking it back to the middle for the back. And there are a little bit of freehand because there's some hairs that bother the clean of the view of the taper. Right there, I'm taking the same guideline I took from the side, but I'm taking it to the middle and the top, and I'm doing the same. I cut a little bit in the middle and the front, and I take it all the way to the back till I get to the back taper, bulkiness of the hair. I do the same thing on the other side. I cut a little bit in the front and the middle, and I take that guideline all the way through the back. As you can see, I'm cutting an inch off the top. That's how the client wanted, an inch off. And right there, I'm taking it from down to up because that's the way I can get those hairs. And there, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I clean up that view on the taper. I don't want those long hairs blocking the view of the taper, so I just scissor over comb it. And same thing in the back on the taper. I do the same thing as the other side. I take that guideline from the side to the middle of the top, and I go all the way from the front to the back, following that guideline that I did. You can see the hairs that are not cut, and that's how I do it. Now I'm gonna go in the back of the client, and I'm gonna take a look or trying to see if everything is even. I'm just checking if the sides are even. As you can see, there's sometimes I pick up and I don't cut, so I'm just trying to see if there's some hair sticking out. And right there, they are sticking out. As you can see, there's a lot of heaviness in there. Actually, I take a little bit more checking, and there's more, so I just take them down. And I do the same thing in the other side. I check there's no more, and there's no more, so it's clean. Now I'm gonna process to style the hair. I apply some mousse that is like body foam, and I put it all over the top of the hair, and I make sure all the product is there. and with the blow dryer, with the spike sting accessory that the blow dryers have, that is for curls or texture, I'm gonna start blowing out that hair in a circle motion so I can create more curliness or texture. And I'm just gonna keep it that way till the hair is a little bit more dry and I have the style that I want. It's up to you how much you wanna keep going. And that's it for now. I'm doing the same thing in the back, in the top, in the sides till I get that texture and all that style that I want. I hit it a little bit with my hand because I'm trying to style it. Then I'm gonna take my thinning shears because I didn't like the bulk that I saw in the back. It's not letting me see that transition from the fade to the top. So I'm trying to make that transition a lot more lighter. So that's why I'm using the thinning shears in the back of the taper, and it's helping a lot. As you can see, there's not too much bulkiness in there. That's what I'm trying to take off. And that's it for now. You have the before, and as you can see the after. Those are the final results. I hope you liked it. I'm very satisfied with the results. A very clean taper with that style on the top of the French crop. It really came out how I wanted. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video, and if it was helpful, comment what you think in the comment sections, share it, and subscribe to see more videos.